Okay, we'll go ahead and get started. It's a little bit after 12, and like I said, I know we have some more people come in and join us. We'll try to keep this particular meeting down to about an hour. I know you're on your lunch hour and you get back to work. If you don't need to go back to work, you can sit in. I just lost my seat. No, that's okay. I usually don't put my stuff there, but today it's not there straight. Welcome and thank you all for coming. I appreciate you taking the time out of your busy day to come and meet with us. Guys, I can tell you, it's time. The momentum we picked up in January, we're already in February, is tremendous. It's happened exactly like we talked about all year. We've had a great fall, and we'll share some really exciting news with y'all about our fall. And we also got a little Christmas break. But I can't be more proud of the teams and the momentum and the fundraising that took off in January and helped us pick back up and get moving. So thank y'all again for everything that you do. We have a couple of new teams in here, a couple of new team captains. Don't get nervous. We'll throw a lot at you today because we're kind of into high gear now. But contact information, the leadership team, anybody, other team captains, will team up, assign you guys team ambassadors to make sure you have somebody to go to. It's a little overwhelming, but it's not bad. It's really not tough. Listen, if I can get through it, anybody can. So I want to thank our sponsor today, was Firehouse Up. Really appreciate them sponsoring our lunch. We've been rotating through it. You've been around with us a little while. You had pizza every time. We appreciate everything that Papa John's did for us, so we thought maybe it would be nice to change it up. That's worked well. So money, again, Bernadette loves to take your money. She takes anybody's money, so don't be shy. Exactly. So, all right, let's get into it. Basically, we are doing our first ever Google Live. You see, Ed's got a camera. And I don't sit still, so you don't even try to follow me around. But this is a cool thing for team captains that just can't get away. So they could be at their desk today watching this live, so they get all of their information, so that we don't miss anybody. That's one of the struggles we have. We have 3 team captain meetings a month, all on the same day. We have this one, and then we do it at 2:45, I think, for teachers. And then we do a 5:30 again here tonight. So we want to make sure everybody gets all their information. So thank you, Ed, for setting that up. As of today, well, as of when I did this yesterday, I think we have a couple more. We've already got 75 teams registered. That is phenomenal. That's what I'm telling you. We're on fire already. We have already got, this kind of confusing. What I saw on this, when you look at the number of people participating, the next slide, you have 800 people registered. You know, one of the things a lot of events struggle with, and we're real fortunate here that we don't, is they have teams that are registered, but they don't have team members registered. So they go register their team, but they don't get their participants involved. We are just the opposite. We are averaging about 11 participants, if you do the math, per team, which is phenomenal, because that's right where we want to be. And I'm sure some of you have more and some have less, but that's the average. I just want to point that out. And on top of that, we've already raised $85,000. And we're just getting started. We're just getting started. Love you to go. Absolutely. And I know that this number is going to change just after today. And then plus some more sponsorship momentum that we picked up this week. So this is phenomenal. This is what I'm talking about. This is what sets Terrebonne Parish apart from a lot of the other events. I've been traveling around meeting with, there's 20 events that I work with, and I've been traveling around meeting with their leadership team, and I'm going on their websites and I'm looking at what they're doing. They're just getting started. And they're spring events like us. They're April, May events. This is why we are so successful. It's the hard work that each of you do and your team members that we don't take a big break for a relay in Terrebonne Parish. It's what we live, eat, and drink. So thank you all again for doing what you do. And these numbers are just going to continue to grow. So this is what I want to share with you. Our event had the largest fall income in the entire Mid-South Division. I mean, Mid-South is Louisiana, Arkansas, Mississippi, Alabama, and Tennessee. Okay, so in that division, of which I don't even know the number of events that are held, but in that entire division, we had the largest amount of money raised in Mid-South in the fall. Our event closed in 2014 with the largest amount ever raised in Terrebonne Parish. Now, I know you're saying, wait a minute, MJ, I didn't think we made goal. Well, there's two ways we look at the event. We, relayers, look at the event, what we did up to event night. That's when we want to hit our goal. ACS looks at what you continue to raise throughout the end of the year. They do calendar year, we do event year, if that makes sense. So all this money that we raise getting into, and by the way, it goes to our 2015 event. I'm sorry, it's a little confusing, but that's why we hit this milestone. Because we just had such a great fall, and we went to our 2014 numbers, well over $400,000, by the way. So next, our event leadership team has been selected to mentor a military event in South Korea, which is phenomenal. They're trying to grow, relay into the military, and they ask you guys mentor little small one-base type event. So we're doing that. I have to get a passport, but I'm sure I'm getting to go to Korea. But here's the good news. Because we are mentoring this event, anything they raise goes to our numbers. So this is like a little sub-event of our event. So if they raise $10,000, it goes to our goal, right? So this is pretty exciting stuff. We are going to have, you probably heard us talk a little bit about something special at our event this year. Again, I can't say it enough. When you talk about Terrebonne Parish in the world of relay, in the nation of relay, Terrebonne Parish continues to be at the forefront. People all across this country keep asking, what are you guys doing? I don't know, we're doing relay. We're not doing anything special. We've got a great community, we back up some great people, and we work really hard at everything that we do. We play hard and work hard. So Relay Central is a concept that ACS has come out to help brand some events. And it's a new concept. They're trying it this year. We're selected as 1 in 12. There's only 12 events in the nation that are participating this year. And so what does it mean? It means that we're going to get some funding from ACS to do some special things at our event, so it doesn't come off our cost on our event. One of the main things that I'm excited about is a true, well-defined, well-lit entrance into our event. We've already talked about it. We were ahead of these guys. They're going to provide that tent for us. They're going to provide, help us with some of the costs of the lighting and the attractions, so that when you drive up to the center center, you drive past the center center, you're going to say, wow, that's relay. And you know where to go in. We know people come in from all around our event. Well defined. The other thing, we're going to have 4 other tent locations throughout the event, and on each of the corners, each of the outside corners. And each of these tents are going to have a specific reason. Like one is going to be like healthy eating, lifestyles. I'm not going to remember them all, but there's 3 or 4. One of them's going to have exercise equipment in there, talking about things that we can do to move more, eat better, all these things. So you'll have 4 of these, and then there's a mission point in it as well. And so it's getting the message out about the things that we can do in our life to prevent, or at least minimize our chances of ever giving those words to our kids. So this is exciting stuff, and guys, it's just coming, that we found out about this about a month or so ago. And Nick's been working with Mr. Renee for the tents, and there's some colors, tents possibly coming, but that's what Relay Central is. So once again, we've been selected to participate in this, and all it does is enhance our event from the customer experience side of things. Because we want, you're going to come to the event, you're going to bring your team members. We have a good public following. We had over 10,000 people attend our event last year. 13. Every person that comes helps support our cause. They spend a little money. But more importantly, it's an opportunity to draw them into what we do. They ask, what do we do? How do I get involved? And when they ask that question, we as the leaders of this event, all you team captains, when somebody says, how do I get involved? Give me your name, give me your name and your number, and I'm gonna get in touch with you, and you can get involved with it. So, excuse me, you interrupted my clicker.
Well, because you got an award that I was probably supposed to present whenever you said with this terrible marriage for relay. Nationwide top 10 per capita, we got an award. We got an award, congratulations. I'll bet it was on the award.
Okay, so this award, what ACS does, you should use completely off. I practiced it.
I gotta take those out after the meeting tonight.
This award is given to Fairmont Parish for what place. We're in the top 10, so we'll talk about national. Top 10 events. This is dollars raised per capita, so the population of your community. And we have, some smaller events that get the top awards. So it's kind of funny, but they do $200,000, $300,000, but they have a very small population that typically will have a big corporate sponsor in that community. So congratulations to y'all. Y'all give yourselves a big hand for that. Okay, I know I'm rolling kind of quick, so you can stop me anytime, but I've got a lot to pack into this hour. So let's talk about fundraising. We always like to ask, what did anybody do? Anybody do anything in January that was successful for you?
We did a Super Bowl luncheon where we did soup.
Yeah.
And that was pretty successful. And we started our raffle. We usually have a raffle before we release and stuff like that.
Okay. Anybody else?
We did the Super Bowl pool, but what I was so proud of, all but one winner gave us all $100.
That is cool. I'm glad I didn't win. Marty was here. Anybody else in January?
We raffled off some Kelton tickets for our employees.
That went well?
The basket went really well.
People like sports events. By the way, anybody driving all these journey tickets? Give them away. I'm not till my age, right? Anybody else in January? Okay. What do we have coming up in the February, March timeframe? You have something?
February, we have the garage sale.
The garage sale?
Yeah, it's gonna be at 3896 Highway 6 Homes
Okay.
on the 28th.
28th of February.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're gonna get that information to Ed so that we can post that. And if you don't mind, just make sure Bernadette, if somebody has it before you leave. What else is coming up?
We did a garage sale as well on the 7th of March.
7th of March. Okay, so you won't find what you need at her garage sale.
Obviously, the same day, March 7th.
Same day.
On March 26th, we're doing a ride night.
Like,
Donations.
donations to Superior. Okay.
Valentine's, we're gonna do something that's more put candies together, for people to buy,
Yeah.
Valentine's.
We do something similar, but it's for just our employees, where you can buy Valentine's, we have a set price list, and you send them back to us, and we send them to various employees that you guys make. So every employee has the opportunity. Now, we also make sure that every employee gets something, I think, at least one card. But they all, get a little card and a little treat. Usually it's a cake or something like that.
That's the employee.
It's employees, actually, yes.
You can't do it.
I have to get back with the church, the 8th of March, will be the second, third weekend in March, we won't have it.
Again?
St. Bernadette.
Okay, thanks for the chicken. Barbecue all night long. Drink, cook and everything. Right? Who else?
First Friday and then on February 20th, I'm gonna send it, and hopefully we can put it online, but, we're doing a catfish jambalaya dinner at Shop Air. And it's $7 a plate, it's catfish jambalaya, white beans and drink,
Awesome.
so we'll be doing that first
That's
Friday.
for lunch.
When is
For
it?
lunch, the first Friday of Lent. once you get those details, that'll get you posted.
And we can do the garage sale on March 7th and the bowling tournament March 8th. If you don't
So like a no tap tournament?
no tap tournament on March 8th.
Okay.
And have the flyers after this.
And if you know, the events get on the website and I can kind of track them. I really try to go to the meetings when I can, but I don't make them all. But I try to, I'm not going to your garage sale, we'll say. Y'all just come to my house and then buy anything in my garage you want.
We do it a bowling tournament in March as well. I think it's March 14th.
14? Okay, good. What else?
We also sell Little Caesar pizza kits.
The Little Caesar pizza kits, that works pretty good. So your new teams, the new team captains, I hope you're picking up on some ideas. Fundraising is fun, it should be fun. It's the best way to boost your team totals and get up there and make sure that you're in good shape. Anything else? I don't want to skip anybody.
Jimmy John's has a fundraiser on Jim.
Oh, and this one, one in my hand. This one's tomorrow. Tomorrow, if you go to Jimmy John's and buy a sub, and you tell them just for Relay for Life, mention Relay for Life, they're gonna donate 15% of the total sales tomorrow. We're trying to get some of our floats to order from them, because they said they would try to deliver to them all if they could for us. But, if we can do that, at least get a couple of the buses to stop by for lunch. You know, get some of the guys.
Is this a team or is just Jimmy John's?
Jimmy John's is forming a team, they're a brand new team, but this is on straight to the.
This is a straight event thing. It's not going to their team, but like Bernadette said, they are forming a team. They wanted to do something just for the dollars to go into the event. So this is awesome. And as fundraisers, you guys can approach different restaurants. Cane's does this, Chili, Applebee's does it, Domino's.
Jimmy John's is gonna try to do the dime to donate, and when they get it all, they're gonna email all the
Okay, that's a good question. On the Jimmy John's one, it does say 5 to 9, but if you go at lunch, they'll honor it. They'll honor it. So,
Just make sure you tell them it's for Relay for
yeah,
Life.
just make sure, and if you want to do these flyers, you can have them, but I encourage you as a team to go through these timelines as well. That works. Yes,
They
sir.
also do New Orleans hamburgers.
Yeah, you all hamburger seafood, another good one. Yeah. So, what's that?
At New Orleans Hamburger and Seafood, you get to be the waiter.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, so she's telling me that if you do one at New Orleans hamburger and seafood, you actually get to go, help serve.
Yeah, he did it, and it was fun.
It was
It's a lot of fun. It's dangerous for me, but a lot of fun.
My team loved it. They were like, what is this?
They're ready to do it again.
Why would you not? Why would you? Why would
Oh, we gotta do it
you do that? I mean, really?
Exactly. They let us do it on a Friday night.
Really?
Yes.
This is Friday night.
How much money did y'all raise?
Saturday night, you're in, right? To do that. Anything else?
Y'all
Any
are
other
working it.
ideas? Okay. All right, we'll talk about Hope Club. You know, the way the new format is, it doesn't cost anything to register. But to get your shirt, each member of your team needs to raise $100. And we know, and we're realists here, we don't live in fantasy land, that some teams might have 15 people on, and 3 or 4 people go raise the bulk of the money, and everybody gets a shirt, and that's fine. But we came up with an idea to take it a step further, and we're asking you to ask your team members to raise funds online. And we can get you the information on how to do it. They can do it themselves. The reason we did that is if they raise money online, we can track on who individually is raising money rather than as a team. And we want to give that person something special back. We're calling it a VIP. So our Hope Club VIP really consists of, if you raise at least $100 online or more, we're going to give you a little bracelet at bank night. And at the event, we have a tent set up, a VIP tent, kind of like a green room for a band. And you get to come chill out. You know, just come hang out, kind of relax, get away from the madness for a little while. We're going to have some snacks. We're going to have purple Kool-Aid, purple Gatorade, so you can drink the Kool-Aid, and just chill out for a little while. We're not trying to take your team members away from your fundraising for a length of time. It's not a place to come hang out all night, no naps, no putting pots in or anything. It's just a little place to say, hey, thank you for going that extra mile and going online and fundraising. This potential for online fundraising is a resource that just hasn't been tapped into. It's so easy to do. We have these pre-formed messages, and you take that and you just blast your email address book or your Facebook friends or your, all the other things that y'all do. And it tells them what to do. And then they go online and it credits you as an individual and goes to your team. And my wife raises almost $1,000 every year. This is all she does, besides her little team of email. So when I say encourage people to do it, they're not going to just raise $100. Your team totals are going to go straight up. If you got 10, 15 people on your team doing online fundraising, taking advantage of the technology, and if you have any questions, listen in, I'll answer every one of them. You're going to double your team total. I'm telling you, it'll happen. Any questions on that? Sponsorship. I just want to talk really quick. I don't have a lot of detail, so I don't want to leave anyone out. So I don't want to sit here and name all our sponsors. All I can tell you is in the last 2 weeks, sponsorship has just caught on fire. And the people are, making commitment forms and sending the checks in. So again, at the risk of leaving anyone out, we do have a new sponsorship opportunity this year. We talked a little bit about it. We finally nailed it down. In our event, we're going to have, and we'll talk a little more when we get to logistics. We're a 4-sided event. We're not really round. So we basically have 4 streets. So we're offering sponsorship. You can sponsor a street. We've already got 2 of them committed.
We have 3 committed.
I'm
Just
sorry.
didn't reach your email yet.
Okay, 3 email. That happened since I left y'all.
It happened in the last
Okay.
40 minutes or so, I think.
I thought that was only number 2.
Okay, maybe so, maybe I'm.
I think there's 2 left.
Okay.
There's 2 left. We'll let you know if we run out. Anyways, and so in our event this year, which you should be excited about, we're working really, really hard on nailing all the logistics side. We have the map. We're about 90% there. That's going to go out soon with your campsite selection form, so you can select where you want to be at in the event. We'll have all our sponsors already placed, so we'll know that that's all taken care of. But you're going to have an address this year, based on those streets. So you're going to be campsite number 34 on MJ Plaisance Hope Avenue, something like that. So in those, and all this information can already be printed on a flyer. When these people come through the Relay Central tent, they're going to be able to get this information. How many times at our event, somebody says, man, where is this particular team we're going? I think they're over there somewhere. And I'm going to say, hey, they had 65, whatever. Or somebody says, hey, where can I find a hamburger? Because we're going to know what you're selling, right? So the information back to us from you is going to be really, really critical so that it's right on that list. If we don't get it all back, we're still going to put you on there. We know your address. But if you let us know, so when these campsite selection forms come out, it's going to ask you several questions. 4 questions. Number 1, how long have you been involved in Relay? How long have you been in the team? Are you associated with sponsors? We want to know that. What are you selling or doing, raffling? And if you were with us last year, were you happy with your site? Okay. And then the guy over there is worried right now, what size tent you have? You have something, we need basically all the information. If you're bringing a cooking trailer, if you're doing non-snowballs, if you, a rock wall, all of these things are so important to know ahead of time so that when he's looking at the map, trying to figure out where to put you, because some of the teams we may just place you, right? But we want to try to please you to the best of our ability based on what you would like to have. So it's really important. And then, of course, it has an ABC, A, B, and A. Santa Claus comes every day, and this is where I want to be. Absolutely, maybe cut back to this if I could have this spot. B is my next preference. C, if you really want this to go. Right? But we have to see, so it's happening, right? But we do our best. So you're going to see that. But if you know anybody who wants to sponsor the street, it's $2,000. Okay, you get sponsorship, all the different sponsorship rights that you get at the $1,000 level. Plus, you get the street game happening. So it's helping to fund. You guys will be so excited. I'm excited. Nick's got some pictures. Our stage, sponsored by South Louisiana Bank again. Thank you so much. is phenomenal. We had to go to a bigger stage. But the technology that comes with the bigger stage, the things we're gonna be able to do at this event, it is becoming a production. These guys are becoming production experts, and the challenge is gonna get there and so it's gonna be cool. This is cool. I'm sorry, that he had,
Logistics.
that I stole and talked to him about. Let me tell you something, anybody's doing a relay, don't think for a minute that I don't go to these other events and see what they're doing and get some real ideas. Right? And we share back with them as well. We want everybody to be successful. Lunar, you know about that. We have bags here available to sell. We have bags at the event for sale. Remember, you can turn these things in at bank night, alphabetical water, so that they can put them together so we can get them out. I don't remember how many bags we do a year. We circled the track like 3 times. What's that?
Yeah, last year, no, it was 4. Last year.
4 times around the track, so that's times 3, that's a lot. But, so these are here, these go to your team totals as well, right?
Right.
Lunar bags. Oh, by the way, we skipped over the sponsorship. Go see your team total. Whether you do an educational sign, a street sponsor, a shirt sponsor.
The educational sign form,
Yes.
where did we get that from?
It's on the sponsorship form, but I'll make sure I send everything to Ed. I'll send everything to Ed so he can have all the sponsorship forms.
Yeah, if you're looking for something like that, just email one of us and let us know. We'll find out.
It's online.
I much prefer if you just bother Bernadette with it, but,
I'll send it to
she's
him.
just gonna transfer it to him.
That's right.
So,
It's all online.
we delegate really well. But, yeah, if this is a form and you don't know how to get to something, you're not sure about it, don't hesitate. Email me, I'm on that email all the time. Any questions about sponsorship or Luminari? Okay, I'm gonna turn it over to Bernadette to talk about activities.
The activities committee met, I think last week, and Hannah and Dawn, tell me if I say this wrong. All right, if your team chooses to go out and design your own t-shirt, we're gonna have a t-shirt contest. The t-shirts, 1 t-shirt per team has to be turned in on bank night. If we send those all out to the judges, you are not gonna get that t-shirt back. We're gonna donate that to like the Hagen or some other needy organization. If you absolutely have to have that t-shirt back, make sure one of us knows on bank night. But again, this year, just like last year, if you want to do, and a lot of the teams do design their own t-shirts. Remember, our theme this year is all aboard for a cure, so it's a travel theme. You can run wild with that. We will also judge banners. Nick and Jay gave us a little spot last year to judge banners near the entrance. That has been changed. Ed is going to get the photographer to take pictures. When you're taking the picture, it's going to be with your banner. The judging will be in the air-conditioned VIP tent. They're going to judge from the picture. Okay, so you're going to walk the track with your banner during the parade of teams, and then somebody's going to tell you, stop right here, we're going to get your picture. So, and a banner can be any size, and it can say anything. It can just say the team name. It can go with the all aboard virtue, whatever you want. Some people do them on paper, some are fabric. Just go wild with them. You just need, people to hold it. Some people put PVC pipe between it. That's whatever you want. The judges are looking at the banner, not how you're holding it together. The third thing that will be judged, the t-shirts are pre-event. You turn those in at night. Event night, we're going to judge the banner. Campsite judging will also happen event night. Remember, most of us have a 20 by 20 tent. The judges will go out, they have a little form, and they look at it. Now, the judges for campsite are looking for the theme, all aboard for a cure. Okay, how do you tie it into that theme? It goes tailgating. So if you go out there with your tailgating stuff, you don't really fit unless you're traveling to a tailgate party. Somehow tie it into the theme. And then we're going to do 3 food items. These are also in the air-conditioned Civic Center. Best relay appetizer, best relay main dish, and best relay dessert. Small portions, like in fact, I'm gonna have it at the next meeting, what we call a dessert-sized paper plate. They're not looking at the appearance anymore, so if you're gonna turn in lasagna, they need a square of lasagna. We just had too much food and just wait till we don't need a whole lasagna, bring us a square, okay? So,
If you have a whole lasagna,
bring it to
bring the
logistics.
square to them and the rest of it.
We got the big, gas.
Are we doing costume? Did we say yeah? We're gonna have a costume contest?
Yes.
I know we're gonna do Mystery Relay, that's the night of the event. And we changed the name of Midnight Madness to Relay Madness. We'll have to tell you more on costume, because I don't remember the
It was
costume.
just thinking,
We said we could, okay. We're gonna do Relay Madness. We asked each team to donate 2 prizes event night. Okay, I work in the public sector, so I don't have a business item that my business can donate. But if you work for a business like MJ, could probably get some shirts from his business or t-shirts or something. That's up to you. We just ask each team to donate 2 prizes. There's no dollar amount, okay? People go around the track, used to be called Midnight Madness, or it used to start at midnight, now it's starting at 11. And we'll give you all those times, you don't have to say those. They go around the track and they get a ticket, similar to the little blue tickets that you got here. At 11:30, Relay Madness ends, and we start pulling names for prizes, numbers for prizes. So those prizes that you donated are gonna be given to the people that stay for the entire event. Questions? We got a whole new closing ceremony this year, that's when all the awards are gonna be given. The award for the best t-shirt, the best band, all that stuff. We're trying to encourage people to stay to the end, because this year our event starts to wrap up at midnight. All right.
The closing ceremony tonight, we're gonna have to have a true closing ceremony. In the past, our event was a 5 p.m. to 2 a.m. official time, although a lot of us tried to stay until the sun came up. That's what was most successful enough. But this year, because ACS recognized the need to give some flexibility to the event, we're still gonna call 2 a.m. our end of our event, but we're gonna do a true closing ceremony at midnight. And the reason why is because we want to make sure that the recognition goes to those teams that participate, that got those dollars, that got top team. We wanna do it while everybody's there. We don't wanna do it at 2 a.m. when all the people left, or the band picking up, and 5 of us still walking away from. But, so we're hoping that by doing Relay Madness at 11, because the kids really like that, that's gonna keep the parents there, right? And if the kids aren't leaving, to do their prizes. Yeah, that we'll have a good crowd at midnight. Most people, if they know, hey, you know what this thing is at midnight, I can pay another hour or two. Hopefully have fewer teams that'll bail right after Luminari, and it's okay if people have to do that. But hopefully just kind of keep the event together. And look, one day, we may just say, let's go 5 to 1 a.m. kind of 5 to midnight, whatever works. The punch for us, event night, is from about 4:30 till about 10. That's where we have that 10, 15, 12,000 people coming through that are buying the burgers and buying your raffle tickets and coming to all the different ceremonies. Then it starts to trickle down after that. So we understand that our punch is a short time window. But in that short time window, you guys raised $135,000 last year. There's not another event that does that. We still don't have the fruit of that either, but that's what we do event night. So that's phenomenal. So,
One thing I forgot to do on activities was remind you that we do have a live auction, and we have the forms in the back, so I'm not gonna take any more of EJ's time on that. Oh, he wants to talk about the auction.
The live auction, 1 item per team. It has to be worth at least $100, please. You don't have to put it as auction off $15 item. It's just tough. I can't get anybody to bid on it. And we want to move this thing along. The money goes to your team, so it's worth going to get that one good item that we can auction off for $500,000-$600,000, and it goes to your team. 1 item per team. Fill out the form. Make a copy of the form for your records, and then make sure. Also make a copy and tape it to your item. We're gonna have those copies. We'll make extra copies of each one. Tape it really good to the item. A good description of the item helps. I know what most of the things are. I don't know what a Gucci purse is. It's a purse, right? So give us a description, especially if you know it's something, if it's handmade. Maybe let me know who made it so that we can let that person get a little recognition. That guy made some lamps or something last year, right?
Yeah.
Cypress leaf type thing? Okay. So, forms are back there. Any questions on that, let me know. We are not sure. The jury's still out on whether or not we're going to do a silent auction or not. silent auctions work, but it have to be in the right place, people need to know where they're at. So logistically, if we can put it somewhere where we think it'll work, we might try it again. We're not really successful with it last year, but we'll try. Okay, survivors. We have 62 survivors already registered. Last year, we ended the event somewhere in the 300 something range. We want to encourage survivors to register. Let's get them registered so they can get the invitations to the Survivors Dinner, which is going to be March 25th at Women of the World. So that each survivor and a caregiver or a guest get to come to that. It's a really nice dinner. We do a little mission moment. We play some games, have some fun, and we give them a nice meal so that at an event, they can focus on the event. We still feed them at the event, but they used to try to do this dinner at the event. It just didn't work. Sometimes it's really hot. So we do this now. So we have, like I said, I checked yesterday, 52 already registered. Again, another way. If you really want to raise money with your team, get a survivor on your team. If you don't already. Survivors are passionate. They don't accept no from anybody because they've walked this walk. So typically what we have found is any team that has a survivor on the team typically raises $1,800 more than those that don't. So we track all of these numbers and all that. So I encourage you, get them to the dinner, get them to the event. I want that track full. We need to honor these survivors. They've had a hard fight and they have survived. They are the epitome of what we do and why we do what we do. So let's make sure we capture that. Logistics, turn it over to Nick.
All right, so everybody, this is a copy of the map of the rudimentary form of what it's going to look like. You see, it looks a little bit different than last year. We have moved the stage, the South Louisiana main stage, from the center location here. It will now be on the side of the track nearest Nichols, closer to where we're standing at now. The reason for that is everyone knows we had trouble hearing in these corners. Back this way, it was problem sound. We tried a few different things. We met with PM Production right after the event last year. They recommend that we move the South Louisiana main stage here, push the sound here, and then we'll have towers built up in the center of the event, pushing that sound further. So that way, hopefully, everybody can hear it. And then we're also not blasting the sound back in the neighborhood behind us.
So we're at the Civic Center is at the bottom.
The Civic Center right at the bottom, yes, ma'am.
Okay.
There's the grand entrance, Relay Central will be here. It is even with the road going to the Campion, the Civic Center. So everybody coming out of the Civic Center or parking on that north side, east side of Civic Center, walking down, you will see this tent. It probably will be your red, white, blue tent here. And we're talking about lighting. There's not just the lights inside of it. PM Productions is actually going to have some dynamic lighting, spotlights and stuff like that around the outside to draw you in. Once you're in this tent, luminaire will be right off of it. Information, all that good stuff should be on there. Talking about last year, people have problems finding or don't know where things are. The map, there will be a copy of the map in there. There will also be some televisions, flat screen TV, sort of like what you'll see in a casino or something like that, rolling what type of events are happening, what time they're going to be, where they're going to be, so that way everyone will know what's going on, and they'll be updated throughout the night. So as events happen, all that information will fall off. Like I said earlier, we are selling naming rights for each individual road. Just like we do with the South Louisiana Bank stage, every time we come to the stage, it's the South Louisiana Bank stage. Just like if we come to the Shamrock Management Relay for Life. We have 2 streets sold already, Baywater Drilling and Hagen Fire.
That's the 2 that I knew.
ENT.
Okay.
I was right. So,
You always right. I should have.
so like I said, each spot, everybody has an address, so this will be like 101 Baywater Drilling, that's what the street they want. So that way everybody, every time we reference someone along that road, your company will be mentioned. There will be street signs on each corner, just like we have on the road, pointing to the advertising of the company's name. And then again, what goes along the interior areas that they do and all that good stuff with the command post right next to the stage. And then in the four corners will be mission delivery tents, so ACS can, live well, get well, all the places will all be there.
One of the cool things about putting the street signs up is, we typically have a counterclockwise flow to our event, but you always have something that go the other way. You can't stop that, and that's okay. But we're gonna be able to put up one-way signs, on the street signs, go that way. So hopefully, they catch on when the survivors do their laps, they know which way to go. We did that after the night, we just first cross. So, anybody interested in putting on a police uniform, what a great idea. Right, tickets. $5.
And like MJ said, we did upgrade the sign there, thanks to the companies in the bank. We did get a much bigger side stage. This is what it will look like, 90%. So it's really, it will say really for life, part of the event on the street.
Hey, can we really have a beach?
Great. But yeah, this is a copy, this is a picture of what the stage is going, similar to what it's going to look like for the event. So it'll be much bigger footprint. And we have a few little tricks we're trying to work out right now for the event. A little more technology involved and make it easier for everybody to
That's it. Yeah. Okay, so logistics again. Campsite selection forms are coming out soon. That map is about 80% done. Every campsite has access to power and water. Just want to make sure you understand that. You don't need to bring a generator. If you happen to feel like you need to bring a generator, it's okay. As long as it's safe, it's out of the way. Be conscious of your neighbors, the noise, fumes, that sort of thing. When we go to do Loma Lunaria ceremony, we're going to actually turn it off. As well, we will any other music or loud activity that you have going on. It's a very, very special moment, a very special time, and we need quiet. So anything distracting, lights in your campsite, so we have some of the LTT kind of walking around and asking, please, if you don't mind, take these bright lights off, turn the music off, or whatever it is.
I guess too, and I know I had this from my team last year where some of the, outlets didn't work or something. Just get in touch with us, the committee members, and then we'll get either Nick or somebody. And then
that's a good point. We have an electrician on staff that we pay for this event because we draw a lot of power. So don't play with the box. Sparks are not good.
It's not a fundraiser.
Not a fundraiser. See how much you get your hair to. Please come in contact. We're going to be in a different color shirt. And what's really cool about the event this year is none of us are going to be absolutely glued to the stage. I'm glad I remember this. We have 2 MCs this year that are going to do the MCing of the stage and take care of the announcements and the activities so that I and Bernadette and the rest of our leadership team doesn't have to be up there announcing winners and stuff. We've got to break it up. Lonnie Thibodeau, I think, is going to do the first portion. And then our media sponsor, Sunburst, is going to provide one of their, which colors? DJs, that they still call them? DJs for the second half. So we're going to be able to be out talking with you guys, thanking y'all, and helping coordinate some of this stuff. Okay. What did I miss?
You missed ACS can. We have to deliver mission delivery at every meeting, so this is our mission.
So if you have not become a member of ACS can, you should consider doing so. I think it's $10 to join, and all of this money goes into this advocacy. You get some really good information via your email on things that are happening, different, we're in Cervical Cancer Month, we just transitioned out of that. Cervical Cancer Awareness Month, and those sort of things. So we really like to encourage people to become members of ACS can. And that is our group that does a lot of the lobbyists and those types of things. Question?
No, but I definitely want to welcome Tuba Lloyd. Do we have any other brand new teams in here
Yeah,
tonight?
new teams.
Right. Pride Financial welcome.
Freedom Memorial Hospice.
That's right.
Thank you, Freedom Memorial Hospital.
Thank you all so much. We cannot thank you enough. You have so much experience in this room that you need to network with, and not that you can't do it, but, you know, we appreciate y'all. No other questions?
No, let's give out some prizes.
All right, we'll go out some prizes. Before we do that, so my saying up here, I used it a couple months ago, I went back, and I just needed to put it out there again, because it really is true. Reaching out goal is one thing, but we need to have a goal for it. Otherwise, we're just sitting there doing nothing, right? So we're gonna stay focused, we're gonna stay engaged, and we'll finish. All right, let's get started.
450. Last prediction, 450.
I like the name of mine. Thanks for appreciate that.
455.
Keep in mind, I told you this first one.
464. 445. There you go. 456. 456.
All those.
I like those.
454.
The first, I think they had there.
462. 444.
One more? Two more.
448.
Ah, good for 40. Okay, MJ said the last.
441.
Here we go.
Wow.
Thank y'all again for coming today, we really do appreciate it.
Start sandwiches if you're hungry.
Still have food, yeah, please, and, if you just really enjoyed yourself today, come back at 5:30. Same stuff, 5:30.